You are on the journey of business. An entrepreneur and innovator who spent a lifetime of advising from behind the scenes, building businesses through word of mouth and referrals. Now Mike Wolf is ready to share these strategies and business outlook with you. You're here. You're ready for the journey of business with Mike Wolf.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Journey of Business. I am Mike Wolf. I'm super excited about today's episode where we can break down really, closing out the fourth quarter of 2023 strong, looking at some marketing trends going into 2024, and maybe looking at a couple of profitable business ideas launching into 2024. Just doing a chop it up for a little bit this morning and see how it goes. So I'm excited to break it all down. So let's just really talk about how we can finish the fourth quarter strong. That's such a huge focus on business, and everybody's just kind of looking at closing out their numbers strong going into the end of the year. So, a lot of the ways to maximize that is to really kind of, one, focus on leveraging the momentum that you have. If you don't have momentum right now, let's focus on like low-hanging fruit, things that you can go after to generate income pretty quickly. And I think that that's really the most easy way to kind of, accumulate some sales numbers late in the year, offer some discounts, offer some things like that to get people in the door. You definitely want to follow the money, if that makes sense. If there's enough momentum, you can see massive growth within weeks. When you have the momentum, it doesn't really cost you anything. So I think that that's really cool too. So, if you focus on the impact areas, it's such an easy thing to kind of list out all the ways that you increase traffic or conversions or customer transactions, and really just come up with some new ways to make improvements in those areas if you're falling short. So just small changes make a huge difference, and, being consistent and, stuff like that. So I would definitely do that. I would be looking, long term. And I say long term, meaning, 12 to 18 months. It's always easier to look around the corner, and especially when you're in the weeds, so like when you are struggling, when you are trying to focus on, just how am I going to get through this month? It's like, don't be short-sighted. You want to be looking long play as well, because this is a long game, hopefully, if you're doing it the right way. So plan for 2024 now. It's the time. Let your, let the data that you have, conversions that you have, and strategically place those things, into the upcoming year. Review it, see what your performances are that are the top key players. Those are important as well. Look at those indicators. What is the data telling you? Based on the data, you can identify your 80-20, who's giving you the most business for the least amount of time, if that makes sense, and just kind of seeing where you need to lay that out and forecast. Forecasting is a really big play. So, finally, what I would say is, with the last 3 months of the year, the best time to kind of recharge your batteries, prioritize, your self-care, make sure you're taking care of yourself. It's a big business strategy, actually, making sure that you're good going into the new year, making sure your health is right, making sure your family's good, block out whatever kind of downtime that you do need to exercise or just recharge. It's really a necessary thing, so like if you can really kind of look at it that way, I think it's important. And then kind of with that, I would say small steps are like maybe looking at micro goals, set something small, that easy wins, going into the end of the year, as well as going into the beginning of next year. I think that's really an important play as well as that. So super excited to talk about that. I really just genuinely do enjoy talking about those things for sure. And, seeing kind of how that lays out, because I think what a lot of people struggle with is how do you finish strong? And, and I think it's an easy conversation to say, oh, well, I want to do this, or, oh, I want to do that, or, however they want to break that down. It's just really important to kind of look at it from that perspective, if that makes sense. And so let's jump into some of the marketing trends going into 2024. I think, AI is a really, really, really big deal. Everybody talks about ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is great. Don't hear what I'm not saying. But I think what's coming in 2024 is going to be kind of this hyper personalized training through AI. I mean, you're going to be looking at the algorithms and the analysis, and the businesses are going to be able to personalize the experiences with your customers, and you're going to be able to tailor your business to individuals on your B2C, basically to your consumer. When you sit down and really look at it, I think it's going to be a really, really strong thing going into 2024. Not that it's not strong now, but I believe it will be more important going into 2024. I think virtual reality experiences, that's just, something I've been preaching for years, especially in real estate, for example. That's one where, now, during COVID, virtual experiences where you could walk through a home and see it without being there. I think it was a really an important opportunity there. And so what I think you're going to start seeing is these customer experiences, these just immersive experiences, virtual tours, demonstrations of product. I think what it's going to do is it's actually going to put, a lot of sales reps, hopefully they're ahead of the curve. It's going to put a lot of those people out of business. Marketing agencies, if they're not ahead of that curve, if you're out producing a product and the actual manufacturer can do that without you, you're going to have to find a way to interject there. So I see a lot of that trend coming that way, a lot of VR games and stuff like that. So what I also see is, a lot of the smaller influencers, let's just say people with 500 followers, they've still got some kind of an audience, 500, 750, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, whatever it is. They're going to start doing a lot more stuff to benefit the consumer and also the manufacturer product. So you'll start seeing a lot more TikTok ads. You'll start seeing a lot more things like that I believe will generate more income for people, including small influencers. So I think it's a great opportunity, So social media shopping kind of piggybacks onto that. Platforms are increasingly integrating shopping features, which allows the users to kind of purchase the products without leaving the platform, which is kind of a new thing, actually. It's going to be huge in 24. So e-commerce is obviously big, providing brands with the opportunities to reach the customer. So doing that through social is obviously huge. Short form video content, like TikTok is not going away anytime soon. Instagram Reels, YouTube Reels, things like that. Things are really trending and consumers love short form, right? So, I mean, what you're going to find is, brands are going to have to find a way to leverage their content because everybody's going to be doing it. So how do you capture the audience's attention, and convey your message? All of those things are an important thing when you're looking into it, even kind of doing it predictively with analysis, looking ahead. I think it's going to be widespread in 24. Brands can kind of predict the future based on customers' behaviors. Everything is kind of going to go in that direction based on past data, which allows them to kind of create more targeted marketing, which I think is a really important thing as well. So, and I think what you're also going to see, a lot of people call it kind of omni-channel marketing, where as consumers, they continue to use multiple channels to interact with brands. And it's going to be really important for brands to have a seamless experience across all their channels, in-store, online, social media, if they have an app, a mobile app. So, I think those kind of things are going to be really important, going into that season. I'm kind of curious to see how some of it's going to shake out, because I think, all of those ideas, marketing trends going in, you always want to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to marketing. And I think, most people that are just trying to do Facebook ads are going to lose, I think, at the end of the day. So how can you be innovative? How can you stay ahead of the curve? How can you stay ahead of your competition? I think those are the kind of things that are going to be important for, say, like a realtor. I have a lot of realtors that listen to the show. I think, staying ahead of the trends, staying ahead of just, not doing a video on, hey, I sold this house, have it be more of a personalized experience for each individual person. And I think it's going to be an easy way to do that. I think it's going to give you high conversion rate, and I think it's going to close more deals than you think. So super excited about that. I'm so excited about 2024 and just really talking about it, because I think 2024 is going to be a banner year for any kind of online marketing. So let's focus on that for sure. Any questions that you guys have, obviously hit me up on that, because I would love to really break that down a little deeper. And finally, just profitable business ideas going into 2024. Some of this is new, some of it's not really new, but I think what's coming is going to be this direction. So, I've really kind of studied this a little bit because I'm actually kind of trying to figure out next steps for even myself looking into 2024 to add to my portfolio. So e-commerce consulting, a lot of people are experts on a lot of different things. And as the online shopping continues to grow, it's 24% of the retail market currently is e-commerce, which is pretty fascinating if you really think about it that way. And as it continues to grow, businesses are going to need guidance to navigate the landscape. It's consulting services. It's helping them optimize their online presence, improving their customer experiences, whether it's having a virtual assistant reach out, whether it's, driving sales, whatever that is. I think there's a massive, massive, massive opportunity there to be had on the consulting end of things, because, a lot of people are graduating with a lot of different degrees that have a lot to do with online platforms and forums. And I believe it's just the move. So if you are looking for something to do that I think that you could turn quick cash on, I think that's definitely one way to get into it. Health and wellness services, I think with COVID coming back, don't shoot the messenger, please. A lot of talk. There's a lot of masks back on the shelves. There's a lot of, it's the sanitizer game again. What I think is coming is, wellness related businesses where you have to prioritize your self-care, your well-being. So, think yoga studios, wellness retreats, healthy food delivery services, personalized coaching, things like that, I think are going to be a game changer here pretty quick. I still think, going back into the virtual reality, like we talked about, I genuinely believe that gaming, education, real estate, tourism, all of it is going to go VR. There's going to be a point, and Gary Vaynerchuk said this, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. I heard him tell people that, eventually you're going to be able to sit courtside at a basketball game and smell the popcorn and be sitting in your living room. So if that's a real thing, understand that it's coming, and he hasn't really missed on a lot of things yet. So, you want to just be able to provide these kind of memorable experiences. So, I think VR is definitely going to be a thing. Online learning is a big thing. I think, obviously everyone does it now. Remote education is a big deal. Learning platforms that authorize, that offer these kind of authorized courses, personalized deals, tutoring services. Focus on the things that you can do to offer value to people. Professional development. And it really focuses on people's specific needs. And I think there's a real move there. Remote work solutions, I think we're getting ready to head back into that season. Businesses require these tools and services, when they've got massive teams. So if you're a software person, or you're a cybersecurity guy or a project management person, be thinking outside the box when it comes to that, because I think there's going to be some opportunities there. Somebody was telling me about senior care services. A lot of more, we're running into a lot more people that are getting sick and having issues, and the need for that, to be able to launch a business that provides this personalized, maybe home care, maybe you have the heart for that, companionship services, specialized products to benefit these people in their quality of life. I think, I hear a lot of people talking about that. I think that could be something in 24. Smart home technology is another one. I've referenced a lot of different things that I think are going to be there. There's a growing demand for smart home technology, innovative solutions, security solutions, energy efficient solutions, solar, home automation, anything that makes things more convenient for the end user. I think there's going to be a real benefit for going into the next season. So, and the last one is kind of interesting because I dabble in this a little bit, social media management. It continues to play roles in marketing for sure. You can offer those services to your businesses. You can help them build their online presence, be able to engage with customers, and, have these digital marketing strategies. I really could see some strong play there because the market's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger online. So the social footprint is always going to outweigh anything that you're going to do on paper. So, I think those are some of the places that I definitely would like to see people going into 2024. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping that this next season, if you're looking for things to do, that these things add value to you. Closing out 24 strong is very important. Hitting all your people up, making sure that you can close deals at the end of the year to not only hit your numbers, but, to solidify your space, you know your space where you belong. So I think that's a strong deal, talking about some of the trends going into 2024. And I think they're even going to change before the end of the year. So, here we are sitting at the end of September. I really genuinely believe that I could see trends in the next 90 days changing, just because the market is the market. And I think that's going to happen. So, and then finally, looking at profitable business opportunities, we're always looking at ways to make more money. So I think that these are some really strong opportunities for people to kind of lean in and really look at some cool stuff. So I hope that, hit you guys well today. I really, truly appreciate you so much for listening to The Journey of Business. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. If you are loving the show, please go over to Apple and Spotify and follow us. Leave us a 5-star review. Your support of the show does really, truly mean the world to me. So I truly appreciate and value you guys, and I hope to see you next week on The Journey of Business.
To continue your journey of business, subscribe to the show wherever you find podcasts or at YouTube. And for more information on consulting inquiries, go to www.tradelinksales.com.